What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing our breakdown of the brand new treasure map arriving on Global, which is going to be the Smoothie Oven treasure map. This unit is pretty cool, and it's definitely a long-awaited treasure map, I would feel, just because of the release of Legend Cracker as well. Cracker is just a phenomenal character, and as of me recording right now, tomorrow at news time, the Sugo Fest will be going live. Unfortunately, I won't be able to record or stream as soon as it goes live, but sometime during the day tomorrow, I'll be able to provide you guys with my Sugo Fest pulls, so look forward to that. But anyways, getting into this treasure map video, we are going to be talking about the Smoothie Oven character, the character that we're all going to be farming for, of course. We're going to be going through each of the boss stages, and I'm also going to be recommending you guys free-to-play teams that can beat all of these boss stages as well. I know a lot of people say in the comment section, what about, characters that are not free-to-play? And I mean, you can just read the characters and replace the characters that I show you guys in this video with characters that you have that are not free-to-play, with rare recruits, legends, etc. Because obviously having the legends and rare recruits is going to make your life a whole lot easier with team building, and I'll leave a link down below to the team builder, which allows you to build teams a lot easier, so there's going to be a link to that down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So first of all, let's go ahead and get into talking about the brand new dual unit that is the treasure map boss character, being Smoothie and Oven. So this character, when they are fully combined, are powerhouse slasher characters. I believe when Oven is the captain, he's a powerhouse fighter, and then Smoothie is powerhouse slasher, but combined, they are also powerhouse and slasher. Smoothie is actually a side character, and Oven is a quick character. You can see the stats there with limit break, over 3000 HP, to be a 1650 attack, which is still pretty reasonable for a treasure map character, and 437 recovery. Obviously they have 60 cost and 5 socket spots after fully limit broken. So the captain effect for Smoothie, which is the character that is out as soon as you start a dungeon, is 3 times attack to side characters and then 2.5 times attack to quick and int. Honestly, it's a pretty usable captain ability, and then obviously with Oven, he's exactly the same, except for quick characters getting the 3 times attack, and then 2.5 times attack to Psi and int. I always thought it was kind of strange, the fact that this character boosted int coloring when, none of the characters are int, and their special doesn't really have anything to do with int at all. It's just really, really odd, but it means that, if you do have int characters and you want to put them on this team with this character as your captain, that is a viable option. Moving on, though, to when they are combined into their dual units, they boost quick, Psi, and int characters' attack by 3.75 times, and also recover 3 times their recovery at the end of each turn. Now, this character, even though they do provide healing as a captain, I would not suggest feeding them recovery cotton candies. I don't think they have pinch healing, and I mean, the fact is, they only get the recovery when they are the dual captain, so it's not really a good idea. I would still recommend attack and HP for this character. But their special ability, which maxes at 14 turns, and obviously you need to activate the special to combine into the dual unit. Their special will go ahead and increase the chances of landing a quick and Psi orb for 2 turns, and then upon activating that, they will randomize your slots as well, obviously giving you a better chance at quick and Psi orbs. Also will boost the slot effects of quick, Psi, and int characters by 2 times for 2 turns, and then become Smoothie and Oven for 2 turns. Honestly, this special is really good, and we'll definitely see play. A 2 times orb booster for 2 turns for 3 separate colors is super duper powerful. This is a great special ability. Unfortunately, there isn't really a way for them to make orbs beneficial, which really would have set this character apart. But then again, I guess if they did make orbs beneficial with their special or their captain, I guess that would be kind of busted. But then again, we can go ahead and talk about their switch effect, which will go ahead and make quick, Psi, and int characters quick and Psi orbs count as beneficial, of course, which is great. And then also a really unique ability with their switching effect, they provide 20 times the attack of the character's type. So if it's Oven, it's going to be quick damage, and if it's Smoothie, it's going to be Psi damage to all enemies at the end of the turn. This is really, really good because it allows you to bypass resilience buffs, which is great. Typically you have to bring a poisoner or a damage dealer to get around that, but just with their switch effect, you're able to do that, which is really, really cool. Now, getting into the actual boss fight against Smoothie and Oven, we do have to point out that this is actually an intrusion battle or an ambush battle, whatever you want to call it, where you have to encounter the treasure map bird for these characters to arrive on your screen. I love the fact that they're bringing back the bird for this treasure map. Always love seeing that. It allows us to get more points. It allows us to get better drops. Just all in all, the treasure bird is always a great addition to the treasure map. So with stage 2 of the intrusion battle, you actually get a random boss. It's either going to be Smoothie or it's going to be Oven. They all have the exact same HP value. However, with Smoothie, she does attack for less damage, but Oven will attack for double damage. But the thing is, you can see with their cooldowns, Oven's on a 2-turn cooldown, where Smoothie's on a 1-turn cooldown. They also have differing preemptive attacks. So with Smoothie's preemptive attack, she gets 4 turns of enemy attack up, so she actually does a bit more damage, and then also 4 turns of damage threshold. We'll get to ways you can get around this in a little bit. And then Oven will, instead of, providing threshold and attack up, that he has 98 turns of defense down immunity and then 4 turns of defense up. So you have to use very specific characters in order to get rid of that, of course, or you can stall it out and tank 2 hits. Though Smoothie actually does have an interrupt. Whenever you inflict poison to her, she will actually go ahead and remove the enemy attack up, which is really, really odd. So if you do apply the poison, obviously she just doesn't deal as much damage, which is pretty cool. And then after this stage 2 boss fight, you're going to move on to stage 3 against Smoothie and Oven. Now this time around, for some reason, they decided to make them strength bosses. Very, very odd. Well, I guess it makes sense considering Cracker, but the unit itself is never a strength unit, so I just think that's really, really weird. But they start off with 1.2 million health and gain 120,000 per nav level, and start off with 5,300 attack. Their preemptive strike will have 98 turns of immunity, so you cannot reduce their defense, you cannot poison them, you cannot delay them. Also, for 2 turns, for all of your crewmates, they will give you special bind. Kind of annoying, but not overly excessive. You can get around that relatively easily. And then also, they'll apply 3 turns of a 1.2 times chain lock. That will be quite annoying. And then also, all of your orbs will be transferred into either bomb or empty orbs. And also, when they fall below 20% health, they'll apply burn to your team, and then the enemy will have 4 turns of damage threshold. And also to add, do not use an attack boosting special on this final boss stage against Smoothie and Oven, because if you do, they're going to remove your positive buffs and they'll give you 99 turns of attack down. And to my knowledge, that attack down is extremely significant. Like, you're basically doing no damage. So all in all, do not use an attack boosting special on the final boss stage of Smoothie and Oven. So moving on to a recommended team that I would suggest to you guys here, utilizes a Smoothie captain from Coliseum Smoothie. She is a powerhouse and I believe a slasher boosting captain. And then the friend captain would be the brand new Legend Cracker. If you are able to find a friend Legend Cracker, make sure you're using him against this final boss stage of Intrusion Battle Smoothie and Oven for the most value for points. Also, the other characters on this team, you've got Raid Fuji for an orb boost on the final stage. You've also got Nightmare Luffy, which will help you clear stage 2 a little bit easier. You've also got the Raid Judge, who you won't get his color affinity boost, but it doesn't matter if you have Smoothie or Cracker special ability active. But they're basically here to remove the chain lock that you get given on the final boss stage. And then also there is the Summer Reiju, whose special ability allows you to remove the special bind that you receive on stage 3 of the Smoothie and Oven Intrusion battle. But just all in all, you want to just rely on special abilities that do not give you an attack boost. Otherwise, obviously, you get that really annoying interrupt. Also, having good orb manipulation is quite good here because of obviously the last stage you get manipulated orbs, which are really annoying to get around. So ensure you have good orb manipulation here. And as I said, Nightmare Luffy with his ability to give you not only a type boost for your powerhouse characters, but he also removes damage threshold for stage 2, which is great. And Oven on stage 2 is kind of annoying to get around. You just have to tank hits for the most part because that defense that he applies is really significant. So you're just really hoping that you get the Smoothie boss. If you do get Oven, you can still tank 2 hits. It's not really too bad, but just putting it out there that on high nav levels, it's going to be quite tricky. Okay, so now moving on to the first of the regular boss battles that you'll be taking on in this treasure map is going to be Perospero. Now, by far, Perospero is the easiest boss out of all of these bosses in this treasure map. He has 720,000 HP, which looks like a lot for a regular boss, and honestly, it kind of is. But when you look at his preemptive attack, he has immunity for 9 turns, he has a 15-hit combo barrier, and he does end of turn damage. So all in all, like, that's all he does, and as long as you don't get him at certain health thresholds, you don't really have to worry. So it's basically bring a team that can deal as much damage as possible, that doesn't rely on debuffing the enemy, and you're gonna be golden. And obviously, because he is a dex character, you really mainly want to be bringing strength units. So we can move on to the recommended team that I would suggest for this treasure map in terms of free-to-play teams. It is basically a treasure map ace team, and all you're really using is the Big Mom special and then the ace special. With Big Mom special, you get the full board of G orbs, which is not ideal for treasure map ace, but then you get all of those really good buffs, and then after that, you can use your ace special, get a full board of strength orbs, and then you're good. And then obviously with this team, you need at least one quick and one psi character in order to activate the ace captain ability, of course. So that's not really a big issue. But as long as you have the Big Mom and the ace special, you're good to go. And as long as you can break that combo barrier, this team is going to deal a lot of damage against Perospero. So now moving on to the next boss is going to be Galette. Galette is pretty annoying, and I would probably say that she is the most difficult one to take on in this treasure map, because Galette herself, she's quite annoying with what she does. You can see she has 610,000 HP, gaining 61,000 per nav level. With her preemptive attack for the next 2 turns, all type orbs, so strength, dex, quick psi, and int orbs are counted as badly matching, and you have a 2-turn special limit for the next 9 turns. And also below 50%, she does give you 3 turns of paralysis, which, okay, that's fine, you can get around that. However, on stage 6, there is a Brule mini boss, and she gives you 8 turns of despair to your captains and 10 turns of special bind to both of your captains. So the way that this dungeon is built, or this boss is built, is they are really trying to like make you use Sanji and Judge. That's the optimal unit for this particular boss fight, as with despair you can get around that with 5+ Yonji, and then with the special bind you can use the swap effect of Sanji and Judge to remove that. So moving on to the team that I would suggest here, it is a powerhouse related team with a friend Sanji and Judge, because it just makes your life a whole lot easier. If you can't find many Sanji and Judge friend captains, you can honestly get away with another powerhouse related captain, but I would suggest Sanji and Judge because number 1, he's a more powerful captain of course, and number 2, he's a 1.5 times treasure map point booster, which is going to help you out a lot here. But as for the rest of the team here, what I would suggest is on stage 6 to use Lin Lin to remove the despair, as well as giving your team an attack boost after a certain combo limit. And then Katakuri from the Colosseum, his special is quite good here because he will make your type orbs beneficial to powerhouse and striker characters for 2 turns, meaning that if you clear stage 6 in 1 turn, when you move on to stage 7, the preemptive attack of Galette will no longer make those orbs negative for your team because of the preemptive strike and the fact that Katakuri is a multi-turn beneficial orb enabler. So then from that stage, you can use the Sanji and Judge captain ability, which will allow you to use the swap effect and then use his special ability for the orb boost. And I mean, you'll still have the attack boost from Big Mom, which is fine, but then with the captain ability of Sanji and Judge, you get so many orbs as beneficial, and this will enable you to clear this stage pretty easy from there. But as I said, you know, relying on Sanji and Judge is going to be probably your best bet, especially if you are mainly a free-to-play player, and Charlotte Lin Lin from the Ambush quest is going to help you out a lot here as well, or just any unit that can remove 3 turns of despair at the very least is what I would suggest. And now moving on to the battle versus Bavarois. He is pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward actually. He doesn't have much health. You can see 380,000, so that's like really low for a regular boss fight, but you can see he is surrounded by 3 mob characters. They all have a 1 great barrier. But the thing is it's for 2 turns, so there are characters that can help you get around that. But as of their preemptive attack, they give you 2 turns of attack down, which is a 50% attack down. So, you know, the attack down really isn't that significant. If you have a really powerful team, you know, you can just kill him through the attack down, but it is better off to go ahead and bring a character that can remove the attack down. Also, your left column orbs will be counted as badly matching, or they'll be changed into badly matching, and then your right column orbs will be changed to empty. And then every 2 turns, he's going to keep calling back reinforcements. So that is quite annoying to get around. But mainly you want to be going ahead and killing him off basically in 1 turn. As we move on to the recommended team that I would suggest here, utilizing Colosseum Smoothie as the captains here for the powerhouse captain. You've also got the Colosseum Neptune, who will allow you to get an orb boost for your team, as well as going ahead and removing the attack down that Bavarois puts on your crew. You've got Treasure Map Whitebeard, who is actually considered as a 1.2 times point booster this treasure map, which is great. And his special ability should be able to kill off the mob characters through barriers that Bavarois actually has. I believe it will be able to kill them. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it'll be able to do that. And then you've got Cracker to allow you to get a full board of matching orbs with your team. And then at that stage, once you have all of the mob characters cleared and it's just Bavarois by himself, you can actually go ahead and use the Raid Lucci for the conditional attack boost. Now with this team, this is completely overkill. This will be more than enough damage for a very, very long time on the treasure map. So definitely you could replace a lot of units on this team. But overall, this is a very, very solid team that will have no issues whatsoever with Bavarois. Moving on to the last of the regular bosses before we actually talk about the real final boss of this treasure map, we have Mont-d'Or. Now Mont-d'Or, he has 520,000 health and starts off with 3910 attack. His preemptive strike will apply 5 turns of slot bind to just your captains. Also, 1 turn special rewind for your captains and your middle left unit. Very, very specific. So if you have a character that can reduce your character's cooldowns, that's going to be really, really great. And also, when his health falls to 0, he does death damage, which is equal to 0.75 times his attack value. So depending on your treasure map level, you'll be able to calculate that. But obviously, for the early nav levels, it's really not going to be an issue. But as you get into the deeper nav levels of, you know, like 30, 40, 50 plus, that will potentially become an issue. Now, moving on to the recommended team that I would suggest here. It's not the best team going around, but it gets the job done. Basically, the way that you want to activate it is, you can use basically Kid or Kizaru special first to rewind all your cooldowns that are rewinded by the effects of Mont-d'Or. And then at this stage, you have, you know, the 2 NL specials that can deal a pretty good amount of damage. You're able to use the Magellan conditional boost that he can apply, and it will work because Mont-d'Or doesn't have any immunities. You've got Shanks allowing you to get full board of matching orbs as well as tap timing bonus, and you've also got the end of turn damage from Kid there as well. You've also got a combo boost from Kizaru as well. You could replace one of these units with a damage reducer here. You could definitely do that. But as I said, during the earlier stages of the treasure map, you're not really going to have to worry about his death damage all that much. So now, once each of those boss stages have been concluded, you move on to Big Mom, which is the final boss stage of this treasure map. Now, stage 6 Big Mom starts off at 400,000 HP. Her preemptive attack will give you a full board of block orbs, and under 50%, the Big Mom will go ahead and apply 4 turns of chain coefficient reduction. So you really don't want to deal with that. Make sure to kill her above that HP threshold so you aren't inflicted with that at all. That is going to be a big problem if that is the case. So overall, the stage 6 Big Mom isn't really a big issue. But then we move on to the final boss stage and just bombarded with lots and lots of different effects here. So you can see that it's actually Katakuri and Big Mom here on the final boss stage. Now initially you'll have Big Mom on 600,000 HP and Katakuri on 400,000 HP. And then you can see their attack values respectively of 5,500 and 3,800. So the preemptive attack here of Katakuri and Big Mom together, they'll have 98 turns of delay, they'll have poison immunity and strong poison immunity. I did actually double check this. You can apply toxic, but you cannot apply normal poison or strong poison. This does mean that Colosseum Magellan is useless on this stage. However, for somewhat other reason, if you have another character that can apply toxic, technically you can actually use that here. Also, they have 3 turns of percent damage reduction, which is a 70% damage reduction. You definitely want to bring a character that can remove those 3 turns of Rainbow Shield. And then also they apply 6 turns of bind to your bottom row, and they'll change all of your orbs into either block or G orbs. So as you can see, there's lots of different things you have to take into account when building a team against this specific boss. Now, there is actually an interrupt that will occur if Big Mom is left alive or Katakuri is left alive and vice versa is defeated. So if Big Mom is alive while Katakuri just got defeated, she's going to go ahead and blow away 2 random characters completely. She fully recovers and then removes all your beneficial effects. Obviously, really, really bad. But then if Katakuri is left alive and Big Mom is defeated, Katakuri will buff the enemy attack by 1.5 times, he fully heals himself, and then he'll have 2 turns of full damage immunity where he takes no damage, and a 99 turn special limit where you'll only be able to use 1 special per turn. Now, either way, you really don't want to have to deal with any of these specific interrupts. So what is the best course of action here is basically trying to kill both of them on turn 1. You do not want to deal with any of these effects here that these characters can apply to your team. Now, moving on to the free-to-play team that I would suggest for this specific boss fight. Now, you could probably optimize this a lot better. Obviously, if you have a friend captain Cracker, Legend Cracker, like you should build a powerhouse-related team very similar to the Intrusion battle with Smoothie and Oven. That's what I would suggest. But you got to remember, you need characters on your crew that can remove Bind. You need characters that can remove 3 turns of Rainbow Shield % damage reduction, and you also need some way to remove block orbs as well. That's going to be very, very important. And you need to have some sort of special abilities that can provide boosts to your team here. Now, the team that I have suggested here, the way that it is able to beat, it is able to beat the Big Mom and Katakuri stage, but I don't think it's going to last all that much long, in the treasure map, in the grand scheme of things. It's not going to last too long, but it is able to defeat it. So the way that it works is on stage 6, you get the full board of block orbs, then you want to use one of your Nami special abilities, and then one of your Bellamy specials. You got to remember that when Bellamy is limit broken and rainbowed out, he does have double special activation. So it's really good to go ahead and do that, as you're able to use one Bellamy on stage 6, and then another Bellamy on stage 7, if you need that to help you, clear stage 6. But for the first couple of navigation levels, you could probably get away with not having to activate one of the Bellamy's on stage 6, and that's actually really good to use the 2 Bellamy specials on the final boss stage, because he provides 10% health cut, so that's going to be quite useful. So yeah, with Nami and Bellamy, you should be able to kill stage 6. And then with stage 7, you got to remember that your bottom row gets binded for 6 turns. So what you want to do is after activating your Nami special to get your full board of matching orbs, you can activate Reiju and the Fortnite Cat Viper special to remove the bind on your team completely. Also, the Cat Viper provides a chain boost if your captain is a striker, which Nami actually is. And then at that point, you can use your Virgo special, which removes the % damage reduction on the final boss stage, as well as giving your crew a 1.75 times attack boost. And then you have Bellamy special, as I said, for the orb boost. It's not really that synergetic, but it is able to provide some pretty serious damage output that can take down the enemy. And as I said, if you guys have a friend Captain Cracker available for this specific boss fight, I would highly suggest it. He gets type advantage, he gets a bunch of stat boosts, his special is very optimal in the final boss stage. I would just recommend building a powerhouse related team instead of this specific team if you can help it. And there we go, guys. That is going to conclude this video. So here is the quick rundown of all of the free-to-play teams that I have suggested in this video that are able to take on the Smoothie and Oven treasure map. Against Perospero, pretty easily, use a strength-based team, and that is basically it. Perospero is very straightforward. With Galette, Sanji and Judge Friend Captain is going to be your best friend here. Coliseum Katakuri special and also Charlotte Linlin from the Ambush quest are also pretty nice units to bring against the Galette boss fight, because those 2 specials, as I just said, were really, really good for the stage 6 mini boss against Brûlé. Against Bavarois, you can kind of do your own thing here, but with this team, with Treasure Map Whitebeard, typically his special is able to kill a lot of units through barriers, so that's the whole idea of this team here. And then once those barriers units are cleared, you can use the Raid Boss Lucci special for the conditional attack boost. Also, Colosseum Neptune removes the attack down that he gives you, as well as giving you an orb boost for your team. Overall, this team is just very, very synergetic and is able to kill off Bavarois pretty simply. Against Mont-d'Or, this one is kind of annoying. He does death damage, and you got to remember that you do get a full board of block orbs here on the Bavarois stage, so having the Shank special ability to change those orbs around is pretty good. You've got Colosseum Kid to help you reduce cooldowns, or Kizaru, depending on what team you want to bring. And then also you can use Colosseum Magellan here because he doesn't have any immunity on the final boss stage, and the Treasure Map NL specials are quite nice for dealing some pretty serious extra damage. Against Big Mom, I would probably suggest utilizing a powerhouse related team very similar to Smoothie and Oven team that you guys can see right there below. But you got to remember, you need characters that can remove bind on your team, you need characters that can remove % damage reduction, and you really, really need those units to actually clear the final boss stage with Big Mom and Katakuri. But then we also have the Smoothie and Oven team here. As I said, you've got Nightmare Luffy there, which helps you clear the stage 2 mini boss, whether it be Smoothie or Oven. It's a lot easier if it is Smoothie though, because you can just use the Luffy special and then clear off that stage very, very easily. If it is Oven, you will have to wait for that defense up to expire before taking him down, and then moving on to the final boss stage, you can use the rest of your specials and not have any more issues against Smoothie and Oven. Now, I know a lot of people ask me about what teams am I personally using in this treasure map. Now, I will be either uploading a separate video or I will update you guys in the pinned comment section down below. I'll leave a pinned comment linking you to my Twitter where I'll likely post the teams. Either one of the two. I haven't really decided whether I want to make another video separate just regarding my teams or I want to go ahead and just upload a tweet. So, you know, keep updated. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you guys haven't done so already. That's where I post a lot of stuff, so make sure you go ahead and do that. But anyways, that is going to conclude this video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This video took a really long time to put together, so I really hope you guys do appreciate it. If you guys do, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.